Hello, my friends. Welcome to day 4 of this Goddess Challenge. Today, we're going to talk about something that I use for myself weekly, which is my weekly check in and planning ahead for the week. And I'm going to share with you why this is so important. It's going to help me stay focused and clear and less overwhelmed throughout the week. So, just a bit of recap, this is part of my 7-day goddess challenge. And each day, I'm going to share with you a short video that is filled with tips, practices, or lesson learned that is going to help you to supercharge your vitality, creativity, and productivity. It's all about energy and how you feel when you are working towards your goal or just living out your life. And it is all about helping you to become the best version of woman that you can imagine yourself to be, which I call it is a path of becoming a goddess. So, okay, back to today. Some people ask me, how do you get to do all these things in your time and, publishing books, seeing clients, working, and having 2 children, and all this stuff. And you seem like you are okay and not like overwhelmed all the time. And in fact, there are days that I'm fully overwhelmed and I think that's just too much. But I always remember I do all this for a reason and I do enjoy them. So when I don't feel I enjoy doing any of these, then something is wrong. And often it's because I haven't had that internal dialogue, which is about what do I really feel, and is there something actually bothering me? Do I get to spend the time with myself to understand what is that I need? Because sometimes what you think you need and what you want are two different things. And sometimes we don't even know what we need until we actually sit down and stay quiet and journal or have a talk with a good friend or really spend time in quiet, in quietness, and sometimes in silence. And that's why some people like doing meditation or creative writing. All these are ways to check in and tune into yourself. And I have to be honest, sometimes you kind of need tools to help you to kickstart or get into gear, because sometimes when we're busy you don't really get to okay, let me just sit down 10 minutes and then get this all out. No, you kind of need to get into that zone. And obviously yesterday I share about some tips and tricks or practices to stay grounded and relaxed. That's the one way to get into it. But I also find for me what is really helpful is that once a week, usually for me is a Sunday or Monday morning, that I do what I call the body mind spirit check-in, which is asking myself, how do I feel, what makes me inspired, why, if I'm feeling frustrated or angry, why is it? Or when I'm procrastinating, and that's actually really good, because if you think about it, there will be things in your life that you wanted to do, you've been starting to do it, and it kind of just gets stuck somewhere. And often you will find procrastination is always something that you use it to mask other things or avoid certain things. And what is it? And I don't know. You know. And could that be a relationship that no longer serve you, that you doing something not for yourself but for others, but in a way that actually frustrate you? Sometimes we say yes to a lot of things even though we don't want to, and we need to learn how to say no, because when you say no to certain things, you're saying yes to other things. And sometimes we don't have the language or ways to say no, as in it may, you think it may be rude or people won't like you and all that, but sometimes we just don't have the language to politely decline. And those are the things that we may not be so aware of until we actually sit down with yourself. So why are you so angry these days? And it's because certain things that didn't sit right with you, and sometimes they are not directly correlated. It's only when you do this type of body mind spirit check-in that these kind of things zip out. So that's why I do this myself, but also to be more in tune to what is that I want to do next, or what is it that I think I'm missing, or things that I'm grateful for. Is a really great exercise. So what I do is that, simply put, it's about checking in with yourself, and this is part of my self-care. And also what I add on top is planning ahead, as in checking what is happening the following week. So if there are things that I need to juggle with my husband, with the children, or there's events and things, so it just give me a kind of snapshot of what's happening, as well as I don't do this is important. I don't do a daily to-do list. I do a weekly to-do list because I'm just too busy to keep a daily, as in you get frustrated when you don't get to do everything on the list and it just takes too much time. What I like is a weekly, because every day, maybe today I have more time or less time, so I can cross off things that I need to do for this week, but I have more flexibility. I always think that when you're less rigid, when you have more room to move, sometimes you can do more, sometimes you can do less. And that is very aligned with what I talked about on day 2 relating to moon cycles. Your energy level fluctuates throughout the month. So I use the weekly because that just helps me. Today I may just get to do more, and also keep me sort of on top of what's going on this week, because some weeks are more packed than the others, and also help you to foresee, like if you know you have 2 birthday parties and things happening say in a weekend, then you know what you need to prepare for, or shuffle, or maybe cancel throughout the week so that you're better prepared. So for me, knowing your week ahead, it's really helpful, and it doesn't take too much time, but it's just going to make a huge difference throughout your week, that you become more productive. So as I said before, all this video is about helping you to become more productive and creative. You can only be creative if you are not exhausted, burnout, and upset. Because, can you imagine yourself being not well and not feeling great, and are you going to produce amazing piece of work? Usually no. It's like, don't make decision on empty stomach. And I'd say if you are unhappy, upset, and frustrated and stressed, it's very hard to do great work. So these are all things, little things that can help you navigate your week, and better get to know better yourselves, because sometimes we actually don't know why we feel certain way, or what is bothering us, what is stopping us for doing certain things. But only through this kind of quick self-reflection, and give yourself a chance to practice to have that internal dialogue, because you may not feel you get all that in the first go, but when it becomes a consistent habit, you have much better understanding and knowing how you react, and then you can respond differently. So obviously you can use any paper or journal, but in my journal, in my goddess planner, obviously I have that in place because that's what I do for years, and that's obviously what I want to share with people. So if you notice in your goddess planner, that's the weekly to-do list, that on top already talk about the moon phases, so you know roughly where you're at. And then I like the top priorities, because that give you focus again and know what matters. So if you only have 2 hours today, what will be your main focus? You will know. And let's just fill it out. Sometimes you just blur when you have too many things going on. I mean, that's my experience. And I have a weekly to-do list, so a lot of space, so you can write whatever you like. I like things are not always lined, because I like to doodle and draw and cross and all that stuff. So I like a lot of space. So there's a lot of writing space on the planner and reminders. And then I like this sort of weekly appointment, because it could be for your meal plan, it could be for your workout. I usually put things like what kind of meetings or events I have, so I know what's happening this week. I mean, to be honest, for example, this week or next week, I have like lots going on, and it's like all red, like, or this is not a very busy week, but like, some weeks I know I'll be full of things. Like, so for example, this one, it's a lot of events happening. So I write it down, so I kind of know how the week's gonna travel. And then this page is about asking questions about how you feel, what's in your mind, how's your energy this week, and how are you feeling this week. Because sometimes we need permission. I think we need to give ourselves permission to feel certain way, and then understand why. And then obviously there's a habit tracker, which I love, because I track myself what I do. So this is what I do, and you can buy the planners to enjoy all these tools. However, I also have the sample page on my website that are free to download. You just need to sign up, and you can use these pages. You can print them out, or you can also edit, like use it digitally if you have the right tools. So anyway, this is for today, and once again, I hope you enjoy these videos of the 7 days. And if you are interested to win one of these, I have 2 copies going to sent to lucky winners, and you can win one of the 2 Goddess Planner copies if you just like and share any of these posts this week. So I hope you enjoy today's video, and tomorrow I'm going to share with you another tip and practice that will help you navigate your week. So take care, and I see you tomorrow.